Hey y'all, Ramdino here, coming at you again for another Appalachian Trail community news, through hiker update, and trail information. Well, happy 4th of July. So this is the weekend before, the 4th's in the middle of the week, but on the weekends when we're celebrating it, and just happy all the freedoms that we have out there. Hope that you are enjoying this weekend. If you've got the 4th off, have a great time. Spend some time with family and friends and loved ones out there, or even total strangers, and just enjoy the fact that we live in a great country, this great country of America, and that it is awesome to be here and awesome to have the freedoms that we have that other folks around the globe don't enjoy. So let's go ahead and get on to why you came here, and that's got what's going on the Appalachian Trail. So Lolly and Pop, they are somewhere around mile marker 1733 back on trail, and they are in Vermont, and they are looking forward to being out of Vermont. Had a lot of rain here over the past couple weeks up in the New England states, and so much so that we've had some flooding up there. But they are getting ready to be in New Hampshire, so that's awesome. Togo and Al, they are back on the trail, and they've made it to Irwin, and eventually they're going to have to flip up. They say they are most likely going to flip up at Harper's Ferry when they get there, and they already had reservations there at Katahdin Stream Campground sometime for the middle of September. Lucky Colleague is in Vermont and says life is great. He's seen several bears, witnessed a live deer birth. That is pretty awesome. Watched films from his tent there at the Warwick Theater in New York, and just had a great time. So he is squeezing every bit out of the AT that he can possibly get. McDuck, the Okie, and JFK, they have crossed into Massachusetts, and they have indicated that they have walked back into the return of the Canadian wildfire smoke. So lost it for a little while due to weather patterns, but now it looks like it's set up that it's getting smoky up there again. Hopefully that's going to clear up over the next 10 days. Petrarch has made it to the Mason-Dixon line and is past the 1,100 mile mark. Phil Ryder, he checked in as he was going through the Triple Crown, and he says he'll be taking a 0 in Delville, but he is on north by now, and that's a particularly really neat section, certainly for the Triple Crown. Just got through doing that a few weeks ago, and I'll be dropping videos on that here very soon, but had a great time doing that out there. Fortune is somewhere around Massachusetts, and maybe by now he is in Vermont. Oz the hiking sailor, he has about 500 miles left in his track up there, and he wanted to send this special message. Even though he's from Canada, he wanted to send this into us Americans down here. So go ahead, Oz, take it away.
Good day, everybody. This is Oz the hiking sailor, wishing everybody a happy 4th of July. I sincerely hope everybody has a great weekend, a safe weekend, and a great party that's safe. Happy trails, eh?
Thanks, Oz. Greatly appreciate that. Even though that they don't particularly celebrate 4th of July up there, thanks a lot for wishing us down here and for you celebrating it with us. Now, Boston, he is finished with Vermont. He's into New Hampshire, and I'm sure he's really excited about that. But he does say there's lots of rain, mud, and mosquitoes up there. Mount Lion Strider, they have hit the 1,100 mile mark and passed through Duncannon. They want to give out a shout out to the Assembly of God Church there. They said they had a great place to stay right there on the trail while they were up there around Duncannon. BD, she has made it through the presidentials. Ron 78, he is through Vermont and into New Hampshire, so we're getting an idea of where the bubble, the NOBO bubble is right now. They're somewhere passing through Vermont up into New Hampshire. And Rock and Roll, he has made it to Connecticut, so that is awesome. Congratulations to all those folks that have updated me. If you're out there on the trail and you want to be included in these updates, by all means, we will include everybody possible. So just send me a DM through Instagram or Facebook or through a email, and all those links are down below in the description section where you can do that. A couple folks that are off trail out there, Mouse Whisperer, she had to get off trail around Irwin due to some infusion treatments that she is having to take, and she hopes to be back on the trail in a week or so. And then Two-Pack, he made it to Cornwall Bridge, Connecticut, and he has had to get off permanently. And I'm going to talk about him and how his situation is a lot like my situation that has just come up here recently. So I hope you'll stick around and hear that and hopefully glean something from that. But in any case, he is off. And then we've had some summits here, folks that were tracking since our last update. Trash Hiker, he was summited and he was number 35 on his summit card. And then Frodo, he was summited. He was number 26 on his card. He started out there at Amicalola Falls State Park at number 332. Made it to Harper Ferry. He was number 60. And so, of course, he summited. He was number 26. So that is awesome. Congratulations to him. And next year, I asked him if he was going to leave the ring up there that he took with him on Frodo's trip and from the Shire, and he said nope, he's taking on the PCT next year. So that's cool. He is going, looks like, for his Triple Crown. And then Cruz, he summited, and his tag that he started down at Springer was number 510, and he ended as number 19 as his summit tag there at Katahdin. So congratulations to those folks for summiting. That is awesome, and appreciate you sending that in. Before we get to the news, I want to give a shout out to William Drummond, Jason Spears, and Frey Creech. Those are all folks that have sent me a super thanks over the last week or so. So thanks a lot for supporting this channel. Greatly appreciate that. It helps me to produce these videos, helps me to get equipment for these videos and pay whatever fees and go out there and do hikes and do trail magic and support other trail angels out there. So thanks a lot for that, folks. If you want to help out in that way, then certainly you can do so with the super thanks link down below. You can become a Patreon member, but just always remember that you can also support this channel by subscribing to it, leaving comments. Love to hear your comments. Those are awesome, and love dialoguing with you through those. And of course, giving me a thumbs up, giving me a thanks, that helps the algorithm to put this out to other hikers out there. And my goal is to help the hiker community, and this is how I do it as a trail angel as best I can, because I'm not near the trail. So thanks a lot to everybody that helps out in whatever way that you possibly can. So get to the news now. The Kennebuck Ferry, it was off because we had a lot of rain up north, and so they had to stop it due to swift and high water. And then they got back on when we had a period of rain that stopped and the rivers went down, but now the rivers are back up there. And so that ferry again is canceled. And of course that ferry is a canoe ferry. So in swift water, high water, they can't make that happen. But in any case, it is off right now, and it looks like that there may be an opportunity for it to get back on here in the next few days. It just depends on what happens up there with the rain, but I'm sure they'll get that going just as soon as they can, because you have to shuttle around that section. And of course, even if you do and you want to be recognized as a thru hiker of the ATC, and that's something that's important to you, then that would still count as a shuttling around, because that would be a closed ferry up there. And then we also have an update from Baxter State Park. They have experienced some flooding. That the waters have come down a little bit, particularly around the A-Ball Bridge, which is right there when you get into the park at mile 2,183. So they indicate that has receded. However, the region, they say up there, is expecting some heavy rain over the next few days. And more rain, they say, is expected to start on Sunday, July 2nd. So after this weekend, there may be some more flooding up there. And then in Vermont, Trail Angel Spineless Cougar, he has indicated that he had a little less nubos than what he has typically had coming through on his last Trail Angel setup there, Trail Magic setup. So he only had the one day's out there, him and Roof Walker, they had 10 ATT nobos, one Sobo, and then a couple long trail nobos that came through there, which he says is kind of unusual. He did mention that several hikers had indicated that they were at shelters all by themselves. So he must be right in the middle of kind of bubbles, since he is setting up around mile 1685 when he does set up there in Vermont. So if you are on the tail or just got back with experiences through there, if you're out there anywhere on the trail, particularly up north like that, I'd like to hear what's going on, especially in Massachusetts, because I'm going to be there on a lash here in a few days. So I'd like to hear what's going on up there. Water sources, whatever's going on with the trail conditions, let me know. Bug conditions are important as well, so I'd like to hear about those. And then the ATC has also issued an air quality that they have gleaned from the different air quality folks out there. They've issued that on the trail for some sections up north, and they mentioned hazardous areas. I did not see any official hazardous areas up there, so certainly a hazardous area would be like this in New York, you would think, but technically the folks that keep up with that have not even listed that on their diagram here that is that they've ever been in a hazardous zone up there according to what they consider hazardous. But I don't think I'd want to be breathing this kind of air up there. So the ATC has indicated that there is some smoke and air quality issues up there. Hopefully those will be clearing up in the next few days once this weather system gets out of there, but we'll see. And then I mentioned Zpacks earlier. The reason he had to get off trail is because his brother is suffering from cancer, and it looks like it's permanent. They've called in hospice, which means that that his passing is imminent, and so he had to go back home for that. And I held that to later, and because I wanted to kind of mention to you how that kind of parallels what I've gone through here recently. So a good buddy of mine, a good friend of mine, and I'll just say his name is Darren, and we'll let it go at that. Um, this person, this friend, got me through high school. I couldn't have. I really don't know that I would have survived it without him. I was kind of a geek in high school. Probably folks still consider me a geek, and that's fine. But Darren was my best friend, one of my few friends. And I have recently learned that he has a year and a half to live. He has a glioblastoma, which is a very aggressive form of brain cancer. And it's kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, he's one of those friends from high school that you lose touch with over the years. Life happens. He happened to marry somebody from another country and move to her country. And of course, you know, he's been out of the country for many years, and so and this was back before the days of texting, and you know, it really, I guess email was still there, but it wasn't that much a thing. If you remember AOL, that was kind of and Netscape. Well, that's kind of dating myself, but that was the time period. So, but he's always been an eternal friend of mine, and he recently moved back to states, and I did not reach out as much as I really wish I had. I have a lot of regrets for that, but uh, it's something that's really hit me like a ton of bricks, and it's made me think about what's important in life. And it's made me look and see that I need to be spending more times with those people that I love. I need to be probably need to be making the friends that I have closer friends. And so that's what my intentions are. And because of that, it's going to mean that I'm going to have to cut back somewhat on these videos. I love this community. It's really very important to me, and it will always be important to me. But the videos that I do take a lot of time, and I feel like I need to spend more time with the folks out there that are important in my life, and bring more people that are important in my life. And so for that reason, I'm going to be pulling back a little bit. Not saying these videos are going to end. Not saying I'm stepping back from hiking or backpacking or being part of the hiker community at all. Just know that if I miss a weekend, I miss a Sunday, know that I'm still here, but I'm spending time with loved ones. And so I would encourage you to do the same. I hope it doesn't take somebody that's close to you or an eternal friend that has a limited life expectancy of finding something out like that or finding something out about yourself. I hope it doesn't take that for you to step back and realize that that folks that you love are what's important. Not money, not YouTube, not social media, not your job, not making money, but it's those experiences you make and the love that you show, that you spread to the world out there, even if you don't know people. It's that love that is more important than anything else that we've got. Don't know where you are in your spiritual life, but if you're a believer, then those relationships are the only thing that you can carry with you after this world. If you're not, I'd encourage you to look into it. But in any case, I'm not going to end this on a sad note at all. I am getting ready to get out there on the trail, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to be hiking from North Adams in Massachusetts, Subo, all the way down to Connecticut state line. And I'm pumped up, excited about that. That is coming up on July 14th. So that's why I'm asking for information, particularly on Massachusetts. I want to know what's going on there, what to expect. That is a kind of a particularly weird section to try to plan for resupply and things like that. So if you got any advice out there, I am by no means, while I'm on YouTube and hooked into the Appalachian Trail community, I am no means an expert on the Appalachian Trail. So if you got any advice, and particularly through Massachusetts doing Subo, I'd love to hear from you, or anything else you got to mention that's going on up there in Massachusetts. I do want to give a huge shout out to Johnny Mack. He's a viewer and subscriber. He's going to, I've got he and Retread's getting me to the trail from the Albany airport, and Johnny Mack's getting me from where I'm stopping back to the airport in Albany. So thanks a lot to those guys. You guys are just awesome, and I greatly appreciate that. And thanks a lot for doing that for me. And I'm looking forward to getting up there and just getting back on the trail for a week long, doing a lash and just enjoying my happy place out there. All right, folks, that is all I got this week. As always, I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you out there.